You want basketball? We got you.
What about plays on the turf? We got you covered.
Or maybe even a knock right out of the park.
We give you our takes on the latest sports news, music, and anything trending around the world.
You are now in the clutch with Nia
and Malik. What is going on, guys? We back with another episode. Number 26.
We bike.
26, man.
26.
You did what I'm saying.
What are we naming this one?
AP episode.
Adrian Peterson, for those of you who don't know who
all
AP
day.
is. Yeah.
I don't got an AP on, but I got an Apple Watch on. Yeah.
Hey, technically that is a AP because you get
You're
Apple.
right.
AP.
Matter of fact, AP, you did what I'm saying.
Get you an AP. Get you an AP.
Get you an AP. Nia, what's going on, man? What's new in these streets?
What's
I sound
new
like
in these
Maceo.
streets? Shout out to Mace. Not much for real, just working and working and working and working and working and working and working.
You to start your 25th job. You can't even keep count, can you?
No. Let's hope I have another job. Just watching basketball, minding my business, getting my money, and
staying
away from this vid. I ain't trying to get the vid.
What you gotta do. Got to.
What about you, Malik Brown?
Hey, man. Same old. Work. Come home. Watch sports. Mind my business. That's what I've been doing, man. Just minding my business.
Mind your business.
Gotta do.
And do it all over again.
Yeah.
One thing about me and Malik.
Rinse, repeat.
We mind our business.
Yeah.
We watch our sports. And we mind some more business.
Yeah. We're not going to get into all that other stuff, man.
Yeah.
We got some good stuff today, Nia.
Did we?
Got All-Star. We got Draymond talking his talk. We got WNBA. March Madness coming up. Doesn't even feel like it, but it's coming.
Before we get into Clutch Update, I just want to say how crazy and fast 2020 really went by.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like that in the moment because we were going through everything. But when I say this year completely flew by because I'm like, we're already coming up to March. We're already coming up to the 1 year anniversary. March 11th, the worst day that could possibly.
That's the day everything just.
Everything. I mean, aside from, of course, January was a really rough time.
Yeah, January was hard too.
March 11th was rough. It was just depressing, and it was
Since then, bro, it just felt like every day was just the same day. It wasn't even Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It was like Monday.
Yeah. Monday, Saturday, back to Monday. And then maybe you'll throw in a Sunday feel here and there.
Yo, it's crazy because it's I think it's been a year since Pop Smoke died too.
Today's his birthday.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was like, dang, bro, time really does go by fast. Yeah.
Really? That was before the pandemic?
I think so. Everything was it was a lot of stuff going around really. January through March was just crazy, honestly. Everything was everybody was just deaths and everything.
It went to level 2.
Yeah.
Summer by May. When, George Floyd, protests.
Yeah, all that. Yeah, all that went on.
We lived through a time.
Bruh. This got to be in the history books for real.
Nah, for real. I just hope y'all put my tweets in the history books. So my kids can be going through the history book and be like, that's my mama.
Is that you?
That's why her tweet went viral. No, but in all seriousness, we are living and breathing history right now.
Yeah,
and
for real.
It is not the most positive history, but it's history.
Yeah.
And we are hoping for change, and we are hoping to never be back in this position ever again.
No.
But I hope that 2020, we talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
In a lot of different episodes, but I hope that 2020 and 2021 has taught a lot of us to never take life for granted.
For real.
Live, no matter the circumstances. I know we're in a global pandemic, but still live your life.
Yeah.
And be happy.
Yeah.
You know, and mind your business.
Mind your business,
Mind
man.
your business. You know how peaceful life is when you mind your business.
Sip your tea. Sip some water, man. Oh, she got tea for real.
Got tea
for real, y'all. Oh, shoot.
It's peppermint.
Sip your tea and mind your business. That's it. You'll live a happy life. I guarantee
life.
Long
life. All right, y'all. We're about to get in the clutch update.
Let's go. All right, guys. We are back with Clutch Update. And we're going to pop it off with some NBA news. So recently, the All-Star starters were announced.
That is my sarcastic laugh.
Yeah. Oh man. Dang. We can really go deep into that because I mean it's an All-Star game happening. That's what we need to really focus on first before we even talk about the starters. This is an All-Star game.
Where is it happening at, Malik Brown? You know, I'm very upset that we are having the All-Star game. Yeah. Out of all the years that it needed to take place in Atlanta, y'all want to do it while we're in a global pandemic. But we gonna get into that. We are gonna get into that topic.
That's insane.
You know, I just, it's the most Atlanta thing ever.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, I mean, come on,
man. Yeah, Adam Silver, you really pulled one with this one. You really did it.
And I didn't appreciate that.
You really did it. We can't get fined for saying this either. Can't find this.
And I took that personally. Because it's probably not going to come back to Atlanta to another, 10, 15 years?
Yeah, we probably not going to get it in a good little minute. So
I'm going to be old. Well, not old, but, you know,
man,
I'm going to be real seasoned by then.
Seasoned? Oh, man. So All-Star starters were announced. I mean, it was pretty straightforward for the most part. It was, besides two little mishaps.
Was it straightforward?
Besides two little mishaps.
Okay.
They were pretty, well, one of them was pretty big to me, but
he said too little.
One of them was pretty huge. So East starters we had for the front court we had, of course, KD, Giannis, and Embiid. I mean, that's straightforward.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's, you know, there's no arguing that at all. So then it gets kind of tricky with the backcourt. So, of course, Bradley Beal had to get in. He had to get his. He's averaging the most points in the NBA.
Absolutely.
So, you know, he deserves it, even though he's probably on one of the worst teams in the NBA right now. Oof. And then, you know, they put Kyrie in there. Mm-hmm. I don't agree with that.
You don't agree with that?
Wasn't a big fan of that.
Why?
I mean, I respect the game, of course. He missed a couple games as well. I just feel like Jaylen Brown hadn't really missed that many games. Mm-hmm. And he was literally like carrying the load for the Celtics when Jason Tatum was out with COVID. I think he's averaging like 27 or 28. I mean, I just felt like consistency and as far as like being available, that was Jaylen Brown. Kyrie, I mean, like I said, he missed like a week or two maybe.
I think 2.
Maybe 2 weeks. I mean, I understand the situation. Like, I'm not taking that, but I'm just saying, like, as far as availability and consistency, like, Jaylen Brown could have had that. So, but I mean, it's not really that big. I mean, he's gonna get in as a reserve, of course. That was my problem with that.
Okay,
that was my problem.
Okay, yeah, we'll get into. I wanted to talk a little bit about Kyrie as well, but we'll get into that a little later.
Yeah.
For the West. We got Luka, Steph Curry, LeBron James, of course, Jokic, Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
Who did you not agree with? We all know the answer. Luka Doncic. Starting over Dame?
Bruh.
That has been the hot topic of the week is Luka starting over Dame. And, you know, Dame has not took his foot off the gas since he's left the bubble. Okay, he's picked up right where he left off. He's leading the Trailblazers. He's putting up numbers. He's literally on Dame time. As for Luka, I mean, Luka's Luka.
He's gonna do his thing. Like, I respect it. He's gonna do his thing.
Exactly, not taken away from that. But I mean,
it's not efficient.
Not efficient. And then look at his team right now.
Yeah.
The Mavs are hot dumpster garbage.
They're like 10th or something in the Western Conference. I mean, like, bro, Dame is really like, Dame been doing this for years though. Dame been doing this for years, and they've been playing him for years. Like
for years,
they've been snubbing him. Like he's been snubbed a couple times. I'm pretty sure he's been snubbed like all NBA teams and stuff like that as well. I can't really fact check right now, but I'm sure he's got snubbed with that too. I mean, bro, like when are we gonna start putting some respect on Damian Lillard's name? Like the dude is literally like, he already telling you like, okay, I don't want to go to no super team. Like I can do this myself. Like he's the man, bro. Like he's like legit, and nobody's giving him credit for it. Dude, really, they just beat the Mavericks last week.
I want to know like, and of course we all know like, you know, who's responsible, who's behind the voting. It's from the fans.
Yeah,
and
we gotta stop that.
Media panels and all that other stuff, but I just don't understand how much more y'all want to see like from Dame. Like,
what more do you want from me?
Don't get it.
No, seriously. I don't get it. But of course, you know, going back to some greatness, it's a one-night event held March 7th. One night. Going back to some greatness, LeBron is making his 17th All-Star selection, which is the third most in NBA history. So he's behind the great Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who appeared in 19, and of course the late great Kobe Bean, who appeared in 18. And you know, just my thoughts on it. Again, we all know that Dame got played
for sure
once again.
For sure.
But I am happy, some positives out of this. I am happy to see that Bradley Beal
finally
deserves all of this.
Respect for sure.
Yeah. And I'm glad he was selected. I'm just shocked that this is only his third NBA All-Star appearance.
That's crazy.
Only his third.
I honestly, but I don't know. I feel like these last couple of years he really been turning it up.
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
I mean, because it's crazy. He's been in the league for a hot minute. Like it's crazy. Like people just forget. Like he's been to the playoffs a couple times. Like he's been to the playoffs and stuff like that. But these past like couple years, he's really had to step it up. Of course, with John Wall like being injured or whatnot, he's really had to carry the load for the Wizards. But I mean, bro, like he deserves it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Now, who are your potential All-Star reserves for the West?
All right, so West, of course, I gotta go Dame. I'm gonna put so Dame and Donovan are gonna be my two backcourts for sure. That, and I feel honestly, I want to say Donovan got disrespected too. I mean, I just feel like you first in the Western Conference. Somebody from the team got to be a starter at least. So I don't know.
Especially how the Jazz has been.
Yeah, the Jazz been playing good. So front court, I got Rudy Gobert and Paul George.
Okay.
I put AD in there, but I'm pretty sure he's not gonna play. So I feel like they're gonna replace him with Zion. I got Zion.
Okay.
I got Devin Booker.
Okay.
And the last one was tough. I put DeMar DeRozan. I just feel like, I mean, they're like 6 in the West, I think. I mean, you got to put somebody in there for them. So I just put DeMar in there.
Okay.
But it could be a toss-up between. I feel like it can be a toss-up between him and Chris Paul, but I'll go with DeMar.
Okay. I got Dame, of course. Yeah. A healthy AD. Zion. Mike Conley.
Nobody's talking about that.
Nobody's talking about Mike Conley.
You're right.
Come on now.
Talking about Mike Conley.
Nobody's talking about Mike Conley.
Sleep.
Of course, Donovan Mitchell, PG, and Rudy Gobert. So
okay.
we pretty much got
pretty same thing.
Same thing.
Okay. So East has been hard for me.
Okay.
So of course I got Jaylen Brown.
Okay.
Jaylen Brown and James Harden for the backcourt.
Okay.
Front court, I got Julius Randle.
Okay.
And I got Bam. Now the next three I got Sabonis, of course, Jason Tatum, and the last one I'll put Trae Young in there.
Yeah.
I'll put Trae in there, but Zach LaVine has a case as well. So I feel like it's going to be a toss-up between those two. I'm excited to see what it's going to be like, but I put Trae in there.
Not even Chris Middleton?
I thought about him too.
Okay.
I thought about Chris too. I just
yeah.
The East is hard, bro.
It is. It's a lot of greatness.
The East is hard. Like, I feel like, because I've seen some and they're like, I mean, Chris Middleton is like a lock, but I don't know, bro. Like, I just feel like looking at I mean, if it was anybody I would replace, it would probably be maybe Jason or Trae with him.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I got Bam, Harden, Chris Middleton, Trae Young, Jaylen Brown, Sabonis, Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant. And Fred VanVleet. Fred VanVleet.
You coming with the heat though?
Come on.
You come with the heat.
Come on. Jeremy Grant has been putting up numbers.
Jeremy Grant has been hooping.
He's been hooping.
Yeah.
Despite how trash his team is. Numbers.
Dang, nobody got any yet. Dang, nobody. Wow, and you put a Raptors player in there.
Yeah.
You put a Raptors
I gotta
player
put Fred
in there. You're right. Yeah.
Because he's
it's hard
been
to
having
pronounce his last name.
I know how to pronounce it, but I get a little tongue tied. Van Vliet.
Dang, yeah, he has been hooping. Him and Siakam, but
absolutely.
Yeah, it would be cool to see one of them in there for sure. But
yeah,
like we kind of got the same thing. So I'm excited to see what the reserves are. They come out the 23rd. So,
the 23rd, February 23rd.
So
they get announced
we'll
during the TNT game.
When is 23rd? A Tuesday?
Wednesday, I think.
Wednesday, okay.
It's during halftime.
Okay.
I believe they're going to announce it.
Man.
So we'll see.
This is exciting.
We'll see. All right, so we have another exciting date ahead, which is March 25th, trade deadline, of course. And this past week, we have seen some situations. Andre Drummond and Blake Griffin are to sit out until the trade deadline, which is March 25th. And Malik Brown, I'm going to give you my thoughts.
Please do.
All right, so we're going to start with Andre Drummond.
Yeah.
Drummond has been solid.
That's right.
This season with Cleveland.
Right.
Right now, he's averaging 17 points per game, 13.5 rebounds per game. And if we all remember the moment where he was traded from Detroit to Cleveland, he found out through social media just like everybody else.
Yeah.
And, you know, he wasn't happy about that. And I don't think he was happy about the transition to go to Cleveland. But this is what Draymond was talking about in his post-game presser. And, of course, we will touch on that in the next segment. But I just want to put in just, you know, we talk about professionalism. And, of course, NBA players, they have a different role than us because they are NBA players.
Right. Yeah.
And you have to play through controversy and all those other different type of things. But, you know, I do commend him because he has really been a factor for the Cavs this season. And I hate that, you know, he has to sit out.
Probably the best player.
Yeah.
Second best.
Yeah.
By far.
Absolutely. So, you know, of course, I think wherever he moves to, it'll be a team that really needs a center because a lot of teams right now are itching for a solid center.
Especially something like him. Like
Absolutely.
17 and 13?
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Them all-star numbers, too, if we being honest for
Absolutely.
a center. So.
Absolutely. But like I said, we'll talk about Draymond's situation later. But some potential teams I think could really use him is the Hornets for number one. They could really, really get a solid center, young center who's going to put up those numbers. I think that's the only piece that they're really missing.
Yeah, they're missing it.
And I want people to pay attention to the Hornets because
nobody's
solid.
talking about the Hornets, bro.
Nope.
I like what they got.
Yeah.
LaMelo looking good.
Absolutely.
LaMelo looking
and
real
even
good.
if it's not like this year, in the next coming years, they're going to be a team to be reckoned with for sure.
Yeah.
The Knicks could always use a center. With them losing Mitchell Robinson, of course. And let's not sleep on the Knicks either. I know right now,
Knicks look good as well.
you know, like they're figuring it out. And I do think, you know, them adding D-Rose, adding a couple more people.
The good vet.
They're going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. And then the Celtics. That's been the topic of, you know, the past couple weeks. What is going on with the Celtics?
Yeah.
Well, they're lacking depth.
Yeah. A lot of it.
They're lacking a lot of depth.
A lot of it.
Yeah, and they're having a rough early season.
Yeah.
Very rough early season. In regards to Blake Griffin, you know, his game has declined.
Is he done? Let's just be honest.
So
let's just keep it real.
Let me be real with you. I don't think that he's not gonna be nearly the same as Clippers Blake.
For sure.
He's older now.
Yeah.
His body has been through a lot. He's had a lot of injuries. But I do think that he was not in the best situation with Detroit.
Yeah.
I don't think he was happy. Injuries didn't help. Don't think he was happy with the way the team and the organization was going. So personally for me, I feel like when he gets with an organization with better players, better coach, and a better system, I think that he will be a good factor for a team. Lakers. I saw that. I was reading an article. I saw Lakers. I saw, of course, Clippers.
It's gonna come down between one of them two teams.
You think so?
Especially if they buy him out. If they buy him out and he just goes for like a vet minimum, I mean, I'm pretty sure those two teams are gonna be like, because I mean, last year around the trade deadline, it was always like the Lakers or the Clippers who were there. It was like Reggie Jackson and Marcus Morris, and then it was like, I think Markieff too. I mean, it was just like a couple of them. It's like either the Lakers or the Clippers are going to get him. So I mean, I don't really feel like I like what the Jazz got now. The Jazz that's what is making the Jazz good. They have depth and they're solid. The Lakers, I mean, of course they got the injuries or whatnot. The Clippers, I don't really think the Clippers need much. I mean, they probably just need a backup point guard, but I feel like it will be between those two teams if he would, and he won't have to do much with the Lakers. He really won't have to do much.
I would say Lakers, I agree with you with. Celtics. Again.
Celtics for sure, yeah.
What about the Raptors? Because, you got Chris Boucher, but he is not necessarily consistent or putting up those numbers.
Right.
Right. Good defensive presence, but what else can you bring to the table?
I don't know. Blake don't bring no defense either.
That's true.
Blake legs kind of washed now, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I just feel like a situation where he won't have to do much would be good for him. Because I feel like when he was with Detroit, with Detroit this season, I mean, he was in and out of games, of course, but I feel like he was trying to be like that second, third option. Of course, Jeremy Grant was the first option the way he came, but I mean, a situation where he doesn't have to do much, I feel like that'll do him some justice.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. But very interesting. Now, before we get into Draymond's presser, I wanted to switch gears a bit to talk a little Hawks talk.
Oh, okay.
So, since we've been talking about the trade deadline, what do you think the Hawks need to do on March 25th? What do they desperately need right now other than a healthy and a consistent squad? Because health is the number one factor. We know some other factors, but we're not going to talk about that. But a healthy Hawks. Aside from that, what are they missing? What are they missing on the court?
Another backup point guard. Bruh.
Yeah.
I feel like we go through this like every year. Yeah. Like since Trey has been here, like we've been going through this like for 3 years now.
Right.
I mean, I'm gonna be completely honest. I think his best backup was Jeremy Lin, and they traded him away like in the trade deadline. He went to the Raptors. Right. I mean, that was his best backup he's had so far. Of course, you got Brandon Goodwin. What's his name? Jamal Adams was bad when he was here, real bad. Yeah. Probably the worst backup he's had. Then Brandon Goodwin comes along.
Brought Jeff Teague back.
Yeah, they brought Jeff Teague back. He didn't really do much.
No.
But not Tyler. Skylar Mays.
Absolutely.
Skylar Mays is having like that kind of like Brandon Goodwin-esque like type of like run. And what's different with him is like he's bigger. So he's better defensively.
Right. Stronger.
He's stronger. Yeah, he can get to the lane. Yeah. He actually can shoot too. Like he just seems like a vet. And of course, I think he went to LSU for 4 years. So I mean, like he knows the game. So
absolutely.
He knows how to, manage the game or whatnot. I think he's probably going to be like, I honestly want them to get somebody like proven, but I mean, Skylar Mays looks like pretty solid so far in these past couple of games. So I can't even argue with that. But I mean, if he doesn't work out, they definitely need a backup point guard. That's really the biggest thing. The Hawks, they signed depth this offseason. I mean, they've just been hurt. That's really it.
Yeah.
So they get a backup point guard, they'll be straight.
Yeah, a healthy one. And the thing about it is, Brandon Goodwin has his own style of play, and I do like Brandon Goodwin as a player. I feel as though if he can develop a shot, because that's really the missing piece from his game is developing that shot. He has the speed, he has the court vision, pushing the ball. He can get into the lane. He's not afraid. Yes, he may be the smallest person out there, but he's not afraid to get in the lane. And that's what I like so much about his game. If he could just develop that shot,
he'll be straight.
It'll be a game changer, but I don't know at this point. Skylar Mays has definitely stepped up to the challenge, and he could be next up. But
I think he is.
Absolutely.
I think he's taking that spot. But I mean, of course, when Rondo gets back, he'll probably get some minutes. But I mean, when Rondo was on the court, he really wasn't doing much.
No.
Like offensively, he really wasn't doing much. I mean,
he'll show up when he wants to show up.
But that's what we should have expected, though, because we was like, I mean, we either gonna get playoff Rondo or we gonna get regular season Rondo. I mean, we got regular season Rondo, so can't be surprised.
Yeah. Now, one thing that I do think that they need to add is a veteran, a true veteran.
Yeah, one of those two.
Because that is going to help with locker room control.
Yeah.
And
I like Solo, though.
I like Solo.
I think Solo's been a pretty good vet. Yeah.
Solo's great.
But I agree with that. I've said that before. I was like, I mean, he's a good vet, but I low-key want like a vet that's like real good.
Real good.
Yeah, like a real good vet.
Not taking away from Solo's game.
Yeah, Solo's good.
Solo has came in clutch.
Yeah. Numerous times.
Numerous times this season for the Hawks. He's knocking down some good shots. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He knows his role on the floor. And that's what I like about Solo. And, of course, he has experience. So, but they need that vet with that edge. They still don't have that player with that dog mentality, and we've been talking about that.
They're so close.
We've been talking about that.
They're so close.
So it's just like now, if we can get someone to stay healthy, people to stay healthy,
and they stop blowing fourth quarter.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, all that fourth quarter stuff. Yeah.
Jesus, or showing up when it's too late. Let me tell you something. Julius Randle, what he did against Atlanta, man.
Bro, 40+ points.
Come on.
He was in everything though. He was in everything. And I mean, it was in his face though. They was in his like that. You can't even argue with it. But I mean, just the fact. I mean, when you go on the Hawks side, Trey and John didn't score that quarter. No, they didn't score in the fourth at all. So I mean,
and you can't have fall offs like that because
that's what I'm saying.
Teams like that will capitalize off of you having a not so solid quarter. And even then, the what frustrates me the most about them both, well, really just Trey as a point guard, is when your shot is off or your game is off, everything about you's off.
Yeah.
Instead of getting your team involved, like, okay, you know what, this is not my night. I'm gonna just make some assists.
Yeah.
As a point guard, let me see the floor and see how I can get my teammates involved. And I'm not saying Trey doesn't do that. But he does have his moments where he's kind of in his feelings or he's in his head.
Yeah, or he's just standing there. So,
and the other night, the past 2 nights, honestly, when they lost to the Pacers, Jesus.
Yeah,
that game was ridiculous.
Another fourth quarter.
Another fourth quarter blow.
Yep.
What, Hawks were up by 19 points, I believe, or something, 16, 19 points or something like that, and they blew it. And it's just like, it kind of reminded me of a couple of weeks ago when the whole locker room controversy thing came out, and just the whole momentum was off from the game. So the Hawks need to figure out how they can maintain their momentum all 4 quarters, be consistent, and finish and close out a game.
That's it.
It's just as simple as that.
Close the game out, man.
Close the game out. All right. So, Draymond. So we all know that Draymond's very passionate. Very vocal. And he's going to say what he wants and how he feels, and he doesn't care how you feel about it. So basically Monday night, after the Warriors played the Cavs, I guess, he saw Andre Drummond, not dressed out.
In street clothes.
And basically, he made some key points calling out the league about players basically having to suffer because they publicly demanded a trade. But if a team goes public about wanting to trade a player, it's perfectly fine.
And yet a team can come out and say, oh, we want to trade a guy. And then that guy is to go sit And if he doesn't stay professional, then he's a cancer and he's not good in someone's locker room and he's the issue. And we've seen situations of Harrison Barnes getting pulled off the bench. You know, DeMarcus Cousins finding out that he's traded in an interview after the All-Star game. And we continue to let this happen. But I got fined for stating my opinion of what I thought should happen with another player. But teams can come out and continue to say, oh, we're trading guys, we're not playing you. And yet we're to stay professional. At some point, as players, we need to be treated with the same respect and have the same rights that the team can have.
And then he also made a point about Kyrie, but I'm going to let you get your thoughts first on just what he said about the league and, you know, professionalism and all that other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, when he said that, I was just going back and just looking at all the players that requested trades, and it seems like everybody that requested a trade was taunted as the bad guy. I mean, you got Jimmy Butler when he was trying to leave the Timberwolves. Right. I mean, they was calling this man like the worst guy in the world. Like, why are you doing all this? They were saying he's doing this and this and this, but I mean, he got out and now look at him, he's happy.
Yeah.
And then you got James Harden. I mean, he was, you know, of course he went public and said all what he had to say, but I mean, they said he was the bad guy too. It's like, but I mean, when the owners or the general manager, somebody tell you that they're trading you, and it's like, you just got to sit there and just like be cool with it.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm going to be completely honest. I don't even see that jump. Like, I don't see how you can even make that situation better. Like, I just feel like as long as these owners know that they like have to pay these guys, like as long as they know they got control, they're going to do whatever they want.
Right.
There's nothing you can do about it, which is sad. But I mean, Draymond was right, bro. Like, the fact that you got to sit there and stay professional and you can't do nothing about it, like, it's insane.
You're
it's
healthy.
Insane.
There's
you're
no
healthy.
reason why.
Exactly.
That's the only reason why you're not playing.
Yeah, you're like Drummond. Like we said, he's averaging 17 and 13. Why? Why is he even in the trade? Like, why? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, it even makes me think back to, you know, the whole James Harden thing. You know, how ESPN, there was a lengthy article about just basically airing out all his dirty laundry.
Yeah.
Stuff that we didn't
from
even
the
know.
past. Like, I'm talking about from years ago, too.
Stuff that we didn't, like, people coming out anonymously coming out and saying, you know, all these different things about him. But, like, where was his energy when he was in Houston? Yeah. Nobody said anything then.
Nobody said a thing. They let him do what he wanted to do.
Yeah. And I'm happy you brought that up because, you know, like, now I'm looking back on it like, dang, like, you know, for that moment, I thought James Harden was tripping.
Yeah.
Now, I still think he was tripping because you never do you don't throw your teammates under
you
the
don't
bus.
do that. Yeah, he that last little like week, he was kind of he kind of went crazy.
Right.
With it.
And then your new coach.
Yeah.
He had nothing to do with whatever happened before he came there.
Blindsided.
So I didn't like that part. He was still wrong.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, when players demand trades, and I mean, you see this in a lot of professional sports, even, you know, the whole situation with gosh, how did I forget his name already? Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
You know, why did my mind go blank like that? Even the whole situation with Deshaun Watson, you know, y'all are so angry, but this is the player who is bringing you money
Bringing you the money
every week.
Yeah.
So if you're not doing what you said you were going to do to keep this player happy, you shouldn't punish me for that.
Yeah. But they not thinking it like that.
No.
They thinking it as in, oh, I got to pay this player. So I'm the one signing these checks.
Money talks.
I'm doing this. I'm doing that. So he better act right.
Yeah.
And that, boy, that's that's bad, bro. That's a bad way to think.
Money talks.
Bad way to think.
Money talks. But you know what, Malik Brown, what stood out to me about Draymond's rant is when he got on the subject about Kyrie.
Yeah.
Okay. Because, you know, the media, I'm not even going to say the media. I'm just say anyone in general, because I am the media. But, you know, some of my counterparts or whatever, or just in general, even fans, you know, have jumped on this wave of bashing Kyrie.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of it. We all know that Kyrie's different.
Yeah.
Kyrie handles things differently. He feels as though he does not have to explain everything to everyone. Okay? But what stood out to me about this rant is that, you know, Kyrie being blasted for wanting to take mental health days off.
Yeah.
After the Capitol riots took place. Okay? Players should be allowed mental health days. I don't know why that's not a thing yet in any professional sport, not just the NBA. Because imagine playing through a global pandemic. Imagine players like Karl Anthony Towns who lost their mother.
That's insane.
Who have lost family members, cousins, aunties, uncles, grandparents,
Then
all
you
these
get
different
it.
players. Then you get it. Oh, it's okay. You know, just go quarantine.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. You'll come back.
Come back in shape, though.
You know,
come back in shape, though.
You know, so imagine being an athlete, a black athlete at that. Now, 74.2% of players in the NBA right now are black. Okay. So imagine just a year we've had, even aside from this year, going back to, you know, from Trayvon Martin to just all these different black men and women that have died due to police brutality or just simply racism. Imagine having to play through all of that. And you know what they're telling you?
Shut up and dribble.
Shut up and dribble. Literally.
Shut up and dribble.
That's what they're telling you.
That's
well,
it.
you're a millionaire. This has nothing to do with you. Why are you sad?
Yeah.
Why are you upset? But at the end of the day, when the basketball stops bouncing or whatever sport you play, you can't leave the skin that you're in.
We humans.
I mean,
we humans at the end of the day.
we're humans.
We all humans at the end. We're people. They're people. I'm sorry. They're people.
You know, so I would like for each athlete from either professional sport to step up and say, hey, athletes should be allowed mental health days off.
Yeah.
Because there's no way, not to mention, Malik, you're spending 100+ days in a bubble away from your family, your wives, your kids. Some of these players still can't even go around their families. Players are having babies.
They gave Paul George problems when he came out and said that he was having mental issues in the bubble.
But they never, you know what they
weren't
did?
having it, though.
They poked at it.
Yep.
Oh, he just doesn't want to play.
Yeah.
Oh, he just doesn't want to. You don't know what this does to a person's mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, I really applaud Draymond for speaking out on that and clarifying that. And I really hope that, you know, in the next coming years, we see a change and a shift in how we handle athletes, because mental health is the number one thing that we need to focus on, especially after this traumatic year we've had from January on down. And there's no way, and it's very selfish of anyone to disagree with an athlete for taking care of their mental health.
It's crazy. I feel like, Kevin Love was the first person to even come out and say something about it was him. Then DeMar DeRozan. I forgot it was a women's basketball player too. Sometime last year that came out and said something about her mental health too.
So many.
The players are they're coming out. I just feel like they should all just come together and just like you said, like people that work normal jobs or whatnot say. Yeah. I need PTO. I need this time to take off. Basketball's a job too. I don't understand why we can't take these days off too, unless it's. Of course they're gonna be like, you don't have a game every day. What if I don't want to?
You still got practice. You still got film.
You gotta practice.
They take away from all of that. Practice, film. You still have to go to rehab, take care of your bodies. You still got to go see trainers. It's so much more deeper than just going to go play and you making $1 million a night or however much you make, a week or whatever. But again, no, we can't say it's load management. No, because load management was put in place for athletes to rest and take care of their bodies, and I'm almost positive that the NBA has hopefully given access to these athletes to see sports psychologists and therapists and to be able to talk. But in your mental health days, it needs to be implemented that they're allowed to go to therapy or they're allowed to go out and go hang out with their families and stuff. Isn't it funny how anytime they disagree with an athlete. Think about the whole situation with James Harden. You know, James Harden was at a club. James Harden was this. There's pictures of him in the club without a mask on, all that other stuff, you know? Or you saw how during the Capitol riots when Kyrie decided he didn't want to play and, you know, then there's a picture of him at a family function without a mask.
Yeah.
You don't know if they went and all made sure they got tested before they had the family function.
Nobody know anything.
But they want to flip that narrative of, oh, he was being disrespectful.
Out here doing this.
He wasn't following behind league rules, so we're just gonna fine him. Yeah. You see how they were quick to fine him, right?
Gave him. They quick to fine everybody, bro.
You know, again, y'all can disagree with Kyrie Irving. I really don't care, but you know, he does. He do things a little different.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they even clowning him with the whole the walking stick and then the whole
the sage
thing.
saging.
Like, bro, like that's really like y'all disrespecting the dude's culture, bro. Like,
respect.
You don't got anything better else to do. You can't just go research it real quick before you make fun of it.
No,
don't make sense.
Because if it's not normal to other people, then
it's not right.
Oh, Kyrie,
it's crazy.
I mean, if you've been following Kyrie on Instagram, you know how long I've been following Kyrie on Instagram. Kyrie has always just had a different vision, you know? And of course, after the year that we've had, that's increased more.
Yeah.
His mental has increased. He's being more aware. He's being more vocal as to what goes on in the black communities, all these things. You know, people want to highlight all the negative things that Kyrie has done. Let's talk about how he's paid the salaries for all the women in the WNBA who decided to opt out to focus on social justice. Let's talk about how he bought a home for George Floyd's family. Let's talk about how he gives back to the black community and that he is not afraid to speak out on what's wrong.
Yeah. They'll sweep that under the rug.
Of course.
They sweep it under the rug.
And I'm tired of it. Like, let's change the narrative here and let's let these people be people.
Yeah.
Respect. It's the simple thing as respect. So, you know, Kyrie is going to be Kyrie. And that's just the bottom line. Kyrie's an excellent player. He does what he's supposed to do when he gets on the court. You know, and obviously the man loves basketball. Yeah. But he loves himself more. And I would not be shocked if he got to the point where it got too much for him that he decided to take a step away. I'm literally
just thinking now. It was like Stephen A. said that he might retire like soon. It's crazy.
Would not be shocked.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
But I want it to be clear that he's not retiring because he doesn't love the game of basketball anymore. But he loves the sport so much. He's given his all to this sport so much in this league that this league can't even respect him as a black man or mentally. Yeah. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, because just like everyone else, I'm sure Kyrie has had a hard time this year of what's been going on. Yeah. And if you cannot feel about everything going on from social injustice to police brutality to the pandemic, just all these different type of things, you can't feel from that.
There's no place for you. There's no place for you. Hey man, shout out to Renee Montgomery though.
Shout out to
Renee for doing that. Yeah,
the GOAT.
For real.
The GOAT. All right, going on to some WNBA news. Speaking of course, Renee Montgomery. I know that we didn't touch on this, but Renee Montgomery did announce that she has officially retired after 11 seasons with the WNBA. So congratulations to the GOAT, Renee Montgomery. Right now, she is killing it. On Fox Sports,
giving us them hard takes, facts, man.
Hard takes.
I mess with Renee.
That's what Fox Sports South needed.
Yeah, they needed some swagger.
They did. And she brings all the swag every week.
She got the swag.
The energy's on point. Yeah. Her analysis is on point. And you know, she didn't retire from the game. She retired physically from playing. But she's planting a lot of seeds right now, and I'm so excited to see her career take off. So big shouts out to Renee Montgomery. Keep killing it and keep being a trailblazer. But going on over to Liz Cambage. I can't think of a better person for this, Malik Brown, because Liz Cambage announced her new ambassadorship for Rihanna's Fenty Savage X label. And let me tell you something. This is 6'8", 6'8".
That's crazy.
Long legs. Straight up. Stunting. Sassy. Full of swag. Okay.
That's lit.
Listen, Riri, shouts out to you.
You got you one.
She really did. And what I love about Ree's line is the fact that it's so versatile.
Yeah.
You know, you have your models from petite to plus size men, plus size women.
Yeah, everybody.
You know, just for everybody to feel included. And that's what I love so much about Fenty.
Yeah.
And what I want to see most happen with this is more WNBA players getting endorsements or being able to be ambassadors for beauty lines and clothing lines. Like, this is huge.
Yeah, I like this.
So I would love to see more of that from, you know, cosmetic or whatever it is.
All it takes is one player, so I think we're gonna see some more like this.
Yeah, and there's so many other, like, you know, beautiful and talented and amazing women in the W who would be glad to take on something, whether if it's beauty, cosmetic, whoever, as an ambassador, because, you know, I think that will help the league grow to bring more awareness to other women to tune into the games or to support, because it's like, oh wow, Liz Cambage, I got to see her play. I know she's a model or ambassador for Fenty, you know? So that's dope. Shout out to Liz Cambage. 6'8", long leg beauty with a lot of swag. Yes, I said it. She is 6'8". 6'8". Okay, Malik Brown. It's almost that time again. Are we going to call this
Madness.
March Sadness or March Madness?
It got to be sadness.
Are we happy about March?
No.
Okay.
No. I don't even see nobody talking about it.
No. I mean, well.
It's not going to be the same.
No.
It's like the fans make March Madness.
Yeah.
You're not going to have any fans, so.
And I know it's been really hard for people to follow, especially for the men's side.
Yes.
To be able to follow basketball this year.
Very.
It's been rough. Very. And, you know, it's just not the same.
I honestly don't know what's going on with college basketball. I try to watch it.
Yeah.
But it's not the same, man. It's really hard. It's really hard to watch it.
Same. I can't say that, you know, of course, hate to be biased, but women's basketball has been lit. Very, very lit. So if you want to see some lit college basketball, tune in every Monday, Thursday, and Sunday for some quality
She got a lot
basketball
going on,
content. Guys. Okay. It is going to be interesting on the women's side because there are so many dang on good teams and so many good players. I just don't know.
I've been keeping up with you on Twitter. It looks like a lot going on.
It's
for
a lot.
real.
It's
and
a lot.
A lot of good things happening too.
Absolutely. It's a lot of good things happening. So I did see that the NCAA announced today, actually, and again, this is pre-recorded. So Friday, February 19th, NCAA announced that they will have limited fans at the women's basketball championship, that's a no-brainer. So I'm sure they'll do the same for the men's, but it's just, again, not going to be the same. So hopefully 2022 brings us something better.
Let me ask you something though. Who's your favorite team going into March Madness?
For women's?
Yeah.
I love South Carolina. I really want South Carolina to get it together, but South Carolina, Louisville. Oh my gosh, I love Louisville. Dana Evans has been one of my favorite players from college basketball so far this year. Of course, you got to throw UConn in there. Arkansas has been so fun to watch. Texas A&M has been really, really fun to watch. Let me think of someone else from the ACC. They're not ranked this year, but Georgia Tech has been pretty fun to watch. I love what Nell Fortner has done for the program, and I hope to see them in a better position next year. Who else can I think of from the ACC? Oh, my goodness. Baylor. Baylor's good. Baylor's not in the ACC, but Baylor has been great to watch as well. Why did my mind go blank about the ACC? Oh, NC State, of course. She
knows what she's talking about, guys. This is great, y'all. If y'all need any women's basketball, look, she's there. She literally breathes this.
I do.
Literally.
It's my life. Like, I really, really love it. Like, I do. I'm kind of obsessed.
She lives this, y'all. Please, man, check her stuff out. Bro.
I got like 6 games
really
going on at once.
That she does,
and I watch all 6 games. Even if I'm not paying attention to all of them, I'll go back and
that's still
rewatch.
wild to me. Like, you be really posting that picture, and I'm like, she really got like 6 screens in her face, and I'm like,
and I watch every single one.
That is crazy.
Like,
Max,
I have a system. I have a system too. So, like, if one game is really, really good, I'll mute all the other ones and just keep looking back. And then I'll, look at the main game. And then there's a commercial. Boom, I'm finding another game. Turn up the volume on that. I'm watching that. But I just love it.
She's a pro.
Being a former athlete, I'm always a student of the game. And I've really just, my love for it has came back. So I am appreciative of that. But, yes, follow me for some quality women's basketball content. I know that the season is wrapping up next month, but we do have WNBA rolling around. And, of course, the WNBA draft is going to be lit this year because we got a lot of players coming in through the draft. So it's up. It's up. All right, Malik, take it away for the last part.
NFL news.
Ooh.
So, matter of fact, let's just start with Carson Wentz. So, Carson Wentz got traded to the Colts.
He came and he went.
So, Wentz got traded for a 2021 third-round pick and a conditional 2022 second-round pick. That could turn into a first-rounder. It was pretty evident that he was going to get traded.
Absolutely.
After he got benched for Jalen Hurts.
Right.
Jalen Hurts played good. I mean, he was 1-3 during his little time starting, but I mean, he showed promise.
Right.
And of course, we all know through the years, Carson Wentz has not been available.
Of course.
He's been hurt. He's gotten hurt in the playoffs. He's got hurt before the playoffs. I mean, when he's on the field, he looks good. Besides last season, when he was on the field, he was solid. But you can't really name a lot of times when you've seen him on the field. And then, of course, I mean, they really won the Super Bowl without him. So it was like, is he really like, and then people were saying Carson Wentz or Nick Foles. It was just like this big thing. I mean, so he's kind of been through a lot these couple of years. I think health has really been the biggest problem. But when healthy, I think, and the Colts were already in a good situation. They had a top 10 defense, top 10 offense. Phillip Rivers came in and really showed out. I feel like they got the right things around him. I think they could be a playoff team, and I think this fits him. I think this really fits him. I want to say both teams won. Of course, the Eagles lost because they took like the biggest cap hit in NFL history, $33 million. They really, really started. Yeah, that's a lot of dead cap that you got to pay. But I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
Got to do what you got to do.
So,
and then it was a no-brainer when Phillip Rivers announced his retirement.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of routes the Colts could have went. I thought they were gonna keep Jacoby and probably work it out with him, but I mean, I think Carson Wentz is going to be solid for them if he stays healthy. Yeah. If he stays healthy. Next we got JJ Watt being released from the Texans. The Texans continue to be a team that,
problematic.
They just can't get it right. They're really they look like one of the worst ran teams in the NFL so far. But with JJ Watt, I mean, it was them coming to an agreement that it just wasn't going to work out anymore.
Right.
JJ Watt, big time defensive player, and it seems like the favorite is the Browns. Now the Browns already have a solid defense. Of course, they showed out last year. Nobody really expected them to be. I didn't expect them to come that far to how they were. So if he does go to the Browns, they're gonna be really nasty on defense. And then if Baker continues to play like he's playing, OBJ, I don't know what they're gonna do.
That's what I was about to say.
Nobody knows.
What do we think with this situation? Because we all thought, and I'll never forget this game because I actually had to produce this game.
Yeah.
When Odell Beckham went down.
Yeah.
And I mean, everybody was going in on Baker Mayfield.
It seemed like Baker, I feel like Baker was forcing the ball to OBJ, which is why it really wasn't working out at the beginning. Like as soon as OBJ left, everything just opened up, right? The offense just opened up.
Crazy.
So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with OBJ if he gets traded again. I don't know why, but I just expect this from ESPN. They're talking about, I saw something about OBJ going to the Bucks. Why in the world, and why, first of all, what more do the Bucks need? What more do they need?
What more do you want from me?
Why? Tom Brady just get to have whatever he want, I guess, now. And then, I mean, I don't know. OBJ, I feel like if he just comes in and just plays the game, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
So if JJ Watt goes to the Browns, beware. Please beware. I saw the Packers. I can't remember another team, but the two teams I remember were the Packers and the Browns being the favorites. So
and
I
TJ
think,
trying to.
Yeah, right. Trying to get his brother. Oh yeah, I saw the Steelers too. Yeah. So yeah, I think those three teams are going to be his top, but I feel like he's going to pick the Browns.
Yeah, it'd be a pretty good choice.
Yeah.
Young and new team.
Speaking of the Steelers, so the GM came out and said, as we sit here today, Ben is a member of the Steelers. Of course, he said he wanted to play with us, and we told him, quite frankly, we have to look at the current situation. So Ben might be out.
Yeah,
I
think it's about that time.
I think it's about that time too.
I think the season really showed that too. That it's about this time.
Yeah, he played pretty good, but
yeah,
I just think, yeah, it's time.
It's time.
It's time.
It's time because there's no reason why the Steelers declined the way they did. And that last game,
they were like, what, 11? They were 11.
11-0.
Just went crashing down.
And that last game,
yeah, embarrassing.
Was just terrible.
Embarrassing.
And it seemed as though to me he didn't care. Like, I mean, he was just throwing them.
One
throwing
thing
all types
about
of interceptions.
Ben that I've always said is it just looks like he just throws the ball up and the
Just hope for
receivers
the
just
best.
catch it.
Yeah.
Like when AB was there and Juju was playing good, I was just like, bro, like he literally can just throw the ball up and somebody will catch it.
Right.
That's what I felt about Ben. And that was 3 years ago. So yeah, let's just think about that. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Right.
All right. You Gotta Be Kidding Me is next, guys.
You gotta be kidding me.
We got some crazy stuff. All right, guys. We are back with You Gotta Be Kidding Me. Let's pop it off. Let's cut the top off. Let's cut it off, Nia. Let's cut the top off.
Cut the top off.
Now, I know you saw the pictures of Tory Lanez hair trending worldwide.
Tory lame. Because he's a lame.
I took the top off.
I'm not a better person, huh?
Yeah.
Couldn't have happened to
a better person. I despise this guy. I was gonna tell you don't even put this in here, but you know what? Let's talk about it.
Look, we had to make up for Gorilla Glue girl because we didn't get to talk about her.
That's who he needs to hit up, smooth out that baldness because like what did he like what? But I've always known that he's had very bad hair, and I was wondering when he was gonna let it go. Do you think he's worse? Like it's worse than KD's?
Yeah.
Okay. But then had the nerve to go and braid it up, or was I tripping? Did he braid it?
Who, KD?
No, absolutely not.
He did braid. He did do some things with. I remember during quarantine, he had like something going on, like some twists or something.
Oh, I'm not surprised. He looks like he just.
It was bad.
But I'm talking about Tory
Lanez. Like recently.
If I'm not mistaken, I think I saw a picture on Twitter of him like he braided up his hair.
Well, see, Nia, we got man weave now, so I don't see why he just don't do that. First, it was the hairline. It was the hairline. Now it's the cut. So I don't know, bro. At this point, invest in some man weave. They won't even know.
Yeah.
How will they know?
Just go bald. Just go bald.
They won't know.
Just go bald. All right, number 2.
Our sis.
Keisha Lance Bottoms.
Keisha.
She says that NBA fans are not welcome to travel to the All-Star game.
They already here.
Hold on. Let me tell you something. I'm sorry. Okay. I appreciate y'all for coming out and, you know, voicing your opinions or trying to stop fans from coming in to Atlanta. But I'm going to tell you this. The moment it was announced that the All-Star game was happening here.
Booking that flight.
Flights were booked. Sections were booked.
Parties were created.
Flyers were out by the next day. Okay? So here's the thing. You know, we want to say, oh, nobody should come in, da-da-da-da-da. Let me tell you something. Atlanta has not been shut down.
We still going.
We still moving as if we're not in a pandemic. Clubs have been open all year. I know she saw that versus battle between Jeezy and Gucci.
For sure.
You know where they went after.
For sure.
Straight to compound.
For sure she saw it.
Magic City is packed every weekend. So I'm just confused, you know.
It's funny.
I appreciate you showing your concern, but I mean, sis, like, you know, people been flying in and out of here all year because they know that Atlanta is not shut down.
I know a sales rep, and I talked to them, and they were like, you know, I asked them, I was like, you know, how's business been since COVID? It was like, actually, I mean, it's been better. I said, what? I said, you telling me is like you getting more like commission and stuff? She's like, yeah, like. Like, okay, yeah, that's Atlanta for you, man.
It's Atlanta. I mean,
that's Atlanta.
I guess I appreciate you for showing some leadership, but like,
did she not? I don't understand how that goes. Like, so Adam Silver just to be like, okay, we have in Atlanta. Keisha just can't deny it. Like, she don't have no say so.
I really don't know how that works, to be honest. I'm really curious to know. But
if she accepted it and then came out 2 weeks and said,
I don't think she did though. I mean, I don't think she.
Keisha.
She has that much control, but my thing is, and I could be wrong, I don't know much about that life, so let me not speak on it prematurely, but I mean, at all. I don't want to know. But my thing is just the fact that, like, again, you know, there's been no accountability. There's been no leadership whatsoever from either side, not just from her, but, you know, from governors and just all these different type of people. Yeah, we hear from him when we need to hear. When I guess when he wants to, whatever. But I say all that to say it's just like, you know, there has not been any form of leadership, in my opinion, at all since the pandemic has started.
Yeah,
you know. Let's not forget a couple months ago, both of y'all were beefing about the whole mask situation. So there's just nobody on one accord. And again, it's not even all in her control.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of things have been out of her control too. So let's just put that out there too. But I mean, don't come out. I mean, I guess she had to say something because, you know, it was only
the right thing to do.
She had to. So I get it. But like, I mean,
make a statement, Keisha.
I'm sorry. The Flyers is booked.
Sorry, sister.
Clubs is booked.
Stay out there. You probably see him too. It's okay.
It's gonna be an all-star party. Sorry. Hate to say it. I won't be there, but. All right, Malik, give me this last topic here.
I was just scrolling through, and this is very hilarious. So Joe Buck said that he would drink tequila with Troy Aikman during the broadcast games. And I just thought that was literally the funniest thing ever. Like, y'all really out here drinking tequila during the so while the game playing, they probably ought to take a shot.
Yes. And you know what? He said they would drink tequila and they would call games lit. And they said it's to just chill.
Yeah, that's what they said. Yeah. I mean, I can't even agree with that. I mean, it makes sense, I guess. I guess it makes sense. I mean, look.
To drink during the broadcast, though?
It just, like he said, I think he said at the end, you know, he said something along the lines of as long as he's doing it responsibly or something like that. But I mean, as far as like, I guess, you know, you sitting there for about, 2 hours. You calling the game the whole time. You gotta get something to at least jump you up. I don't know if an energy drink gonna work, but tequila gonna work.
Hey, if you good at your job, and you ain't out here cussing out your ex-wife or whoever on the broadcast. I mean, whatever.
Tequila
but
gonna work, y'all.
I do know that. I guess is it Joe Buck that responded back and wasn't happy about it, or Troy Aikman?
About the tequila thing?
Yeah.
Wow.
Somebody responded back. I think it was either Troy Aikman or Joe Buck. They responded back. You know, no, it may have been Troy Aikman. Who came out and said it? Joe Buck came out.
Said.
So Troy Aikman came out and said that, you know, he was upset by that coming out. Clickbait, whatever.
Can't afford for nothing.
Yeah. But that's a wrap for episode 26.
26, guys.
26.
Moving on up. We almost did at 30. We almost did that 1 year anniversary.
Oh my God, we really are.
We almost there.
Dang, that was
Feels
so quick.
amazing, doesn't it?
It does.
Man, that's great.
It
When did we
does.
start? April?
Oh, April was the best month ever. Or was it May?
It was either April or May.
We need to go back and look at our first
Yeah. The come up though.
Coupling time. Wow, if y'all only knew. Our first episode didn't even get published.
Bro, I always tell people that I'm like, bro, we didn't even publish the first episode.
We just rolled on through. We didn't even post the first episode. But anyways, y'all, thank y'all for rocking with us.
Yes.
Great
We're looking a little
episode.
different too. We gonna have some new content dropping. A little
Yeah,
song. Yeah,
okay.
it's gonna be a little song, man. A little song.
Y'all be lit.
Y'all
Be on
out.
lookout because new content, new everything on the way. And the clutch is only rising and growing and whatever else you want to say. But that's a wrap for episode 26. Y'all already know the drill. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, comment, subscribe to us on YouTube.
All that.
Subscribe to us on Spotify.
All that.
Anchor, Google Podcasts,
Yeah.
Apple Podcasts. Give me another podcast. I don't know. Breaker.
Yeah, all that.
All that good stuff. Subscribe to us. Listen to us. Support us.
Yep.
Tweet us. We will tweet you back. Comment. We will comment back. But anyways, I'm Nia. You can follow me on Twitter. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. Before I put mine. Follow at In the Clutch Pod. Sorry. See, you made me mess up my whole ordeal.
I didn't even say nothing.
You giving me the ad-libs and whatnot.
Sorry, my bad.
It's okay.
That's what I'm here for. Man.
Sorry. You can drop your ad-libs. All right, look.
bet.
Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at In the Clutch Pod. Follow. We may follow you back. Depends on what kind of TL you got. Just kidding. We follow everybody back because that's just who we are. You know what I'm saying? But follow us on Twitter and Instagram at In the Clutch Pod. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, subscribe to us on YouTube, Anchor, Spotify, all that good stuff. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Nia on Air. I am Nia and I am checking out.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at _Malik ATL. That's 26.
Malik came a long way because he didn't even know his ad name first.
Hey man, that's crazy because that was about 3 episodes. I was kind of struggling with that. I didn't know where the underscore went.
It was like 15 episodes, but whatever.
Wow, you know what?
That's episode 26, y'all. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you guys next time.
Deuces.